Good evening. Hello, everybody. We are back. It's Tuesday night. It's 7:30. Excited to be here. Actually, it is 7:32, but that's okay because Mercury is in retrograde as of today, the 10th of May. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I know I've banged on about it the last couple of weeks, but here it is. And I can tell you just even the shadow of or the approach of Mercury retrograde that we have has already been pretty hectic in my life. So there's a few things that we can expect obviously to be going on from today, the 10th of May, for 23 days until the 2nd of June. Mercury will be in retrograde. So cars breaking down, machinery, washing machines, TVs, all that kind of stuff. Hello, Dee. Look, you're on the top of my list tonight. I'm like, must send Dee some healing energy. I have been watching you a little bit on Facebook with how you're going, and was going to see if you wanted to have a chat this week, but I do know you need to heal and things first, and you had your daughter's performance to go and see. But Mercury going into retrograde as of today, like I just mentioned. So things breaking down, communication breaking down. So emails getting lost, messages getting sent to the wrong people, all that kind of stuff happening. Also, people from the past can come back as well. So do watch that, because just because they're coming back doesn't mean they're meant to be in your life. Just because you've heard of them doesn't, or they've messaged you. Maybe it's a reminder of why they're not in your world. Or maybe you just need to know what's going on, or maybe there's something going on around them that's helpful for you to know, but it definitely doesn't mean that you have to get back with them or you're meant to start up that friendship again. Maybe it's just a nice reminder. But Mercury is in retrograde. Not a good time to end or start relationships. Not a good time to sign contracts. You can, but make sure the details are correct. Because remember, this is when there's kind of some gremlins around. So everything to do with technology and any of those kinds of things, like I said, emails, text messages, miscommunication as well. If you're trying to talk to someone, you're trying to get your point across, you might struggle over the next 2 weeks. But both sides, both parties are struggling because they just can't really put words to it, or they put maybe not the right words to it. So misunderstandings. So try and be patient with others, and especially yourself. Good things like, good examples. I spilt my coffee 3 times today, just little hiccups. So, yay. So just watching that Mercury retrograde and what's going on with it. We do have, like I said, 23 lovely days to experience. And then we'll have kind of a bit like the tail of a comet. We'll just have the last of the energy there that will also be seeing. Hey, Katie, how are you? I do hope everyone is staying dry. We're not getting the rain here just yet. I know that I think it's tomorrow we're expected to get a lot of rain. Yes, I'm avoiding idiots at work. Good luck. But I think, Dee, with your work, especially when there's lots of communication going on and dealings and things like that, you might just find there's just miscommunications, the wrong date on something, things being changed, flights being changed, just any dates in general, really. So that's that Mercury retrograde. So we do have a few questions tonight that we're going to look at as well that people have emailed in. And of course, I will be turning cards. And I did want to have a little talk about what subject you might like to have a look at next week. I do have a suggestion here about what that could be. And I think we should run with it. I think it's a good one. What else? I don't know. I've had a pretty good day. It's been a little bit quiet, but I don't mind that. Had plenty of readings on, but nothing too hectic in life. Everyone else seems to have a lot going on. I am tired. Is everyone else tired? Low energy at the moment. Could just kind of sit and stare at walls, even though I have a list of things that I need to be getting done. My brain wants to do it, but my body not so much. So taking care of ourselves at the moment as well. Who have we got coming on? Few people, so that's good to see. So I wanted to answer some of these emails that I had come in first so that I could then start turning cards for people. And of course, I've got lots of things to mention. I've got a workshop coming up that I want to talk about. In bed for 3 weeks. It's like that kind of thing you dream about doing, but then when it happens, it's terrible because you're unwell and you've got healing to do. So it's not like you'd be in pain and things. So it's difficult then. Not the kind of rest or holiday you were looking for. So, like I said, I've got some emails here, so I thought I might answer those first before I start getting into everything else. And one of the first messages that I got sent this week, actually, I have one that's from last week that I need to bring forward, that came in a little bit late, and I missed getting it on last week's show. So this was for Anonymous. Do I continue to have faith and invest in this long distance thing that appears to constantly be fought with setbacks and hurdles, or do I walk away from it? This happens a lot in long distance relationships. I see it a lot where people really struggle with that. Is this what I want? Is this enough? Is this going to go anywhere? Long distance is hard. Well, any relationship is difficult. Being single is difficult. There's always going to be compromise. We're always going to have to find that level ground where we can meet. Long distance, I think, has to be necessary for it to be done. I don't think any of us choose. Hi, Zoe. I don't think any of us choose to have to do a long distance relationship. But I am going to turn some cards to this person that has written in as anonymous, just to have a look at where this could go. I think sometimes when we're in these situations, when it comes to relationships and we've got things going on and our own mind is a little bit cluttered, or when our heart's involved, there's what we always want to see, not necessarily what's actually going on. So, I go back to that little bit of advice I often use, which is, what would you tell your best friend to do in this situation? If you were explaining to her where you are in this long distance relationship, what's kind of going on, and maybe some of these problems that are rising, what would you tell her to do? Because we always keep our best friends in that higher regard. We're going to protect them. We're going to look after them. We're going to look after their best interest, but we don't often do that for ourselves in relationships. So I think that also is something to think about, but I am going to turn some cards just to have a look at it for Anonymous. I then only have, I think, one other email to have a look at. And then we'll turn some cards. Hi, Sharon. Lavina. Oh, everyone's getting here. How good. Thank you for joining. Hope everyone's had a good start to their week. We've only made it to Tuesday night, but still surprised I got that far. All right, so just looking at this email about a long-distance relationship. Gee, they're tough, long-distance relationships. Certainly don't envy anyone in that situation. So let's have a look at the cards. Oh, look at this, a bit fancy. Oh, you'll have to excuse Vincent, my cat, was sitting on here earlier today. He does like to sit wherever the keyboard is or wherever you need to work. All right, so I'm just going to have a look at these 3 cards just for this question. With emails, I do like it. I do like to have a look at 3. Oh. It's interesting because this question actually has a lot of homework, money, and security issues around it, and they do mention in the email that they are having troubles with this. So what they're trying to do is move forward in life. This person is trying to get a plan with their finances, with their work. It's like things here are really moving forward and things here are working. However, of course, this is long distance. Are we meeting in the middle? Will you eventually move that way? How do we get this to move forward? I think this is just a conversation that we need to have. This is the throat chakra, and this is about speaking your truth. And sometimes, I guess, when we've been through situations in life and we've had relationships where maybe we've been hurt or we've had rejection, and there's triggers going on with us from past relationships, we struggle sometimes to bring up problems in our current relationship because we're worried about those same feelings or that same reaction from past partners that we've had. I think this is about really speaking your truth. You will be recognized here. If the problem is based around home and money, I would say you're not actually going to have problems being able to adjust that when you're trying to bring 2 lives together. We're going to have to speak some truth around some family matters as well, I feel, with this. So it's almost like you want to get ahead, you want to move forward, you want to be able to make these life plans, homework, money, security kind of plans with where we're going, but you don't feel secure enough to place that bet yet. Okay? Oh, Emma, that's wonderful. Sorry, I just read Emma's comment. I just get a little bit distracted. Raven, last week you told me I would get recognized at work. Thanks. Was nominated for Employee of the Month the very next day. I'd vote for you, Emma. I would. 2 hands up. So just with that email, I think it's really about sitting down and talking about how do we move forward from here? Does this relationship have a forward moving plan? Okay. Or are we just treading water? Because if this is never going to go anywhere, we are all in our prime years right now. We don't have time to waste on this. Okay, but you really need to speak up about it and get that plan. So Anonymous, I do hope that was helpful. I have another email here too from James. And James did ask, what's the possibility of a new job? Everyone's curious about this stuff at the moment. There's a lot of that homework, money security, a lot with my readings that I'm doing. I'm seeing a lot of this. There's this restructure around money and home and almost recreating our foundation. We had this massive kind of, tsunami of a pandemic come through and wipe our lives out, and everybody was affected in different ways, but everybody was affected. And now we're looking at having to rebuild. It's like rebuilding that foundation, but we've all learned some lessons. Well, most of us, about that balance, that it's not just about the money. We've got to look after ourselves, our, mind, body, spirit, and making those decisions and looking at sort of mental health over dollars. Not everyone can have that dream job. Not everyone can be doing what we love. Sometimes we have to go to work just for the money, but also making sure if that's the case, if we're not enjoying our job, where are we getting some satisfaction? Are we doing some things that we love for ourselves? If your job's not your passion, then can you find something in your life that you can be passionate about and you can enjoy? But a lot of this going around at the moment, I should probably look a little closer at astrology as well and see what's going on here. And if anybody has any ideas. Yes, Lisa, we will pop you on the list. Coming up after Zoe. Yes. I think I missed you last week, Zoe. I was having a quick look and I was, oh no, I missed. Okay. So just this one for James. Again, I'm just going to turn 3 cards. I do like the 3 today. Oh, okay. Funny how they're red. Oh, look at this. We're going to run with these cards. Let me get these out of the way a little bit and bring these up a little bit further. Okay, so these 3 here, patience and planning, red, why? All to do with that homework, money, security, okay? All to do with that base chakra. You're going to have to get a plan, James, and you're going to have to be patient with it. This could be study. This could be new learning. This could just be getting into a company and starting at the bottom and having to build our way up a little bit here. But just being patient, because what this is going to build you is some security. If we think about these as columns, it's like the Colosseum was built a gazillion years ago, but it's still standing because it was built well. It took time, it took effort, but they built it well. There's a brand new beginning here for you, though, with this new job. Stepping out into the world a little bit, hard on your sleeve, but new beginning, I like it. So maybe you'll be looking at something maybe you haven't done before or stepping into a new area. Don't hesitate. I like this card. Normally when I see this card, though, it's a bit like 12 months from now, there's a good chance you'll have, a new job, different home, different relationship status. So that doesn't mean you have to leave a relationship. But it does mean that maybe that relationship becomes better, okay? So that relationship changing, all those things. And then here we're going to have that happy home, that foundations and achievements. What you're really looking for is you just want to find that security. You want to be able to look in, have your family, your home. It will be very blessed no matter where you end up here. But be patient. You got this new beginning started, and that's going to help bring in that stability around the home and start to create that foundation where if you would like to build something from this, maybe you'd like to save for a home, maybe you'd just like to change your home. We know at the moment the prices of homes are ridiculous, whether you're purchasing or renting. Here in Brisbane, it is going through the roof, and we're all, I think, struggling with those changes that are coming in. But James, for you, I would just say try and be a little bit patient. If you're going into a new company, doing something new, you may have to start at the bottom, but building up through this, and it's going to help bring that security again at home. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do want to do a little bit of a shout out. I got some lovely messages on YouTube from these wise cards. So I do want to mention it. So I'm just going to flick back to my main screen so that you can all see me again and I can see your messages. So these wise cards, put up a couple of messages on my YouTube account and subscribed, and vice versa. I subscribe to them. And one of the quotes we were talking about how great quotes are and how much we love quotes, and you guys know how much I love quotes. And the one that they left me with was, don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. I love that. I love that. You know, if you are starting something new, and we just talked about James and maybe looking at a new job, and then you're going in, you know, maybe on ground level, and you're like, oh, but that guy's all the way up there. Remember, you're beginning to their middle. You know, give yourself some time. Let's see where you get. And I was thinking, even though I get people to, you know, I always say to you guys, you know, email me, message me, any questions you have or anything that's going on. I'd actually love to hear some of your favorite quotes and bring those to the show, because I love quotes. You know I do. I think we learn a lot from them. I think they give great advice. So if you have a favorite quote, email it to me. You can message me through Facebook. I will put some details after the video goes up at the top so that you can contact me other ways. Even if you text me, send it by pigeon. It doesn't bother me. But being able to talk about those too, because they always bring us all, I think, inspiration. So that was one of the things. And thank you to these wise cards. Talking about subscribing to YouTube, I do have a giveaway on at the moment for these beauties. I absolutely adore them. When I saw them, I bought myself a deck, and then I thought I'm going to get a deck to give out to somebody. This is the Witch's Tarot. To go into the giveaway for this, you do need to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Raven Cooper 333. The description will be in the comments later. If you scroll through the threefold page, you'll also see where I've put it up there a couple of times. Subscribe, like, and just comment on one of the Raven Cooper videos. It will be in time and not straight away, but we do find with Facebook that sometimes the technology here, you know, we have the lagging and things going on. So we will be eventually switching over to just being on YouTube, to getting over there and subscribing. And also during the day now, or just random times, if I've got some time, I'm going to be jumping on YouTube and turning cards, everyone. So I look for, yes, I know you're on my list. Actually, people should have a little bit of a go at doing this. I've probably only got, I think, about 25 people in the draw at the moment. So odds are good, and I will be posting those out to you as well. So something else there to look at. So I've talked about Mercury retrograde. Remember sending me in quotes. If you have great quotes, let me know. Hey, Robin, how are you? Just reading through some of my messages here. So if you do want a general card reading, please let me know. Just pop it in the comments. Yes, Robin, you're on the list. Oh, everyone's getting on the list. That's good. So we might start doing that shortly. I was also thinking for next week's show, and I will repeat this again towards the end, how about we talk about moon signs and your moon sign? There are plenty of Google sites. Yes, you too. There are plenty of Google sites that you can get on. One of the ones which is fantastic is cafeastrology.com. You can pop in your details there, and that's going to let you know your moon sign. So I thought next week we might talk about that. Then you can let me know in the comments what your moon sign is. Someone else might also share the same. So I can talk about some of the traits there and things going on, how moon signs affect our relationships, and what it actually means. What is our moon sign all about? So next week I will be talking about that. Robin, is your moon in Aries? Oh, you poor thing. No, I have a little bit of empathy for you. My sun sign is Aries, but my moon is a Leo. But however, an Aries. So next week, if I start talking about it now, you know what I'm like. I'm not going to stop. Next minute, I'm going to do all 12 signs, and we're going to miss that next week. So, Robin, keep that in mind. Remind me next week. You can be the first one that I talk about, and Aries being the first of the astrology as well. So I'll be happy to look at that. Oh, Robin, good, thanks. How are you? I'm good. I was just mentioning earlier when we first started, you know, energy's a bit low. You got that Mercury in retrograde with the moon doing some stuff. Totally motivated in the head to get things done, but at the same time, like I said, just want to kind of sit and stare at walls. So not really helping myself here. I think everyone's energies are low. We've had massive times, so that's understandable. I think it's time to turn some cards. What do you mean? Oh, so you're a Leo moon too. Oh, I get your drama then. It's very interesting. That's why I love moon signs. So many people just focus on that sun sign, the one that we see in the newspaper, the one that we see in magazines. Oh, yeah, I'm an Aries or I'm a Scorpio, because you were born during the month the sun was in that sign. Now, the reason why two star signs can be very different, you can have two Aries sitting in a room, but you go, gee, they're quite different, is because that moon sign is what will actually be the things that make them slightly different. The moon changes every 2.5 days in a sign. So while the sun was in Aries for a month, it's in every sign like that. Every 2 days, the moon, while the sun is there, changes. That's why we can have so many different varieties of a certain sign. But again, this is all very interesting. Oh, you'll be out next week. It'll be on. It'll be on the YouTube channel, and on Facebook. You'll be able to jump on there and check it. How do you work your moon sign out? It's very technical. So the best thing you can do is you can either jump on the Google and just type in moon sign calculator, or there is a site, cafeastrology.com. Now, they are going to ask you some details, obviously date of birth, place of birth, time of birth. If you don't know, you can just pick an AM or PM if you just sort of know what obviously end of the day you were born or night, or you can also put in there that it's unknown, and they will also try and work it out to the closest they can for you with the calculator, because it can be a little difficult if you don't know, because it changes every 2.5 days. You do find that there's a bit of I don't know, a wise tale, but a bit of a thing about if you are a morning person, you were probably born in the morning. If you are an evening or night person, there's a chance you were actually born at night. I don't know how true that is. However, I'm very much a night owl. I was born at 10 o'clock at night. So it'd be interesting to see with all of you where that kind of worked out. Do you spirit animals? These are big subjects. How do they guide us? I'm going to try and answer that quickly for you, Lavina. So looking at spirit animals, quite often they'll present. Now, they either present in the dream, they may present in a meditation, they may present in life. They're just everywhere where you look, and you're drawn to them as a child. Maybe you always collected elephants or something like that, and you're quite drawn to it. There are people that you can go to, readers quite often can tell you what your animal guide is. And how to work with them, because it's not just about seeing them, but obviously maybe taking on the traits of those, working with that. But that's, again, a whole other subject, which I love. And this is what you guys need to be sending me prior to the show. What subjects do you want to cover? What questions have you got? These are the kind of questions I want to see, so I can put it together. Yeah, bloody nightmare. Having an Aries moon, it just going to be hard work. What's your... I don't want to ask your sun sign right now, or we're going to be having a whole conversation, but I do want to start turning some cards for you all and seeing what's happening. So next week, moon signs. Get on the Google, get on the calculator. Even if you just, what is my moon sign? You will find a calculator on Google that can do that for you. If while you're there, it shows you your chart, you probably won't understand that. They're really hard to sort of... I guess understand, like I just said. Or if you have a look down the column on the side, there'll be 3 things: your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising. While you're on that, have a quick look, write it down, because we will have a look at those as well. We'll have a look at our rising signs another week. No. Yeah, see, 8-10 p.m. Yep, and a night owl. It often rings true. So it's just an interesting way to look at it if you are stuck with what time you were born. You know, these days we have all of the details, but even my mum was a bit vague about what time I was born. You know, it's not on birth certificates. I was the 4th child along, so not so attached. But it is helpful, but not necessary. But where you were born too, because of course the moon does change depending on the hemispheres of where it's kind of sitting. So that's why the place is important of where you were born, for putting those in. So let's turn some cards. I'm excited to have a look at this. So... yes, you could use a pendulum to figure out the time as well. Good suggestion there, Zoe. And of course, even if you don't have, a pendulum as such, if you've got a necklace with just a charm or a crystal on or anything on, really, even a wedding ring or just a ring. It shouldn't have to be a wedding ring. Not many of us carry those. Or a piece of cotton. You can tie a rock to the end of it if you like. Just anything obvious. It's a pendulum. You can be asking the pendulum as well. I'm talking of pendulums. If you would like to learn about one, my workshop coming up now. Guys, it's only 3 Saturdays away. Okay, my workshop, 28th of May, 9 till 12, $85. 3 hours of intuitive development and pendulum work. Majority of this workshop is going to be intuitive development, and then you're going to be given a pendulum and a chart as well to take home with you. So you're going to be able to start working with that straight away. But I wanted to be able to explore and teach different ways to be working with that pendulum as well. If you do want to book, please contact me. You can email, you can text message, you can contact me through Facebook, and I can give you the details and we can work out payment. We do only have some limited spaces, so do let me know. People are booking in, and I'm super excited and looking forward to it. I will also be having the Chakra High Tea coming up at Reed's Place. That is on a lovely Sunday afternoon. That is the 12th of June. And you can contact Reed's Place to be able to book that, or you will see it up on Facebook. It's on the Threefold Facebook page. And that includes a gorgeous high tea, which is fantastic. Treat yourself. And an introduction to chakras, the 7 crystals you will receive as well, and the booklet. And you're going to go home straight away, being able to work on them, understanding them. But I will be running that again as well. And advertising that soon, and that will be the 25th of June. So I'm going to get all those details up because I'm super excited to be doing these workshops again and getting to see you all face to face and get that energy back up again and get us back into doing what we all love. So I'm super pumped and I can't wait. Looking forward to it. So just get in contact with me. You will find a way, even though I will put all the details up. Yeah, happy to do a remote one or online courses. I am looking at just setting all that up now so that we'll be able to do that, and we can do that. Those classes, we can do the chakra ones, we can do the intuitive development, we can do dreams, we can do crystals, we can do everything. And also, if you have sort of 5 or 6 friends and you'd like to hold a workshop in your home, and you do sort of obviously live in Brisbane, happy to come out to you and teach those workshops as well. So you can have that environment where you can have some friends over for the day, bring a plate over for the morning and teach a workshop. So I'm more than happy to come out to you. I just want to get teaching again. I have missed it so much, and I have missed you all so much. All right, let's get these readings started. Zoe, you're first up. First on it. What? There's a card jumped out, Zoe, and you know I got to take it. Gonna have a quick look at this one. So Zoe, while I was shuffling victory and success, Zoe and I both read with the same deck of cards, so I know she already understands this one. But darling, you've got to the top of your cliff. You're already sort of like the top of your game. You're amazing at what you do. But there's some dark clouds here, and that's really about how we're gonna shift them. Girl, you got to blow your own trumpet. Okay, none of us really like talking ourselves up, but I think you're at a point where maybe some people are talking some smack around you or something's going on, and you need to be like, you know what, I'm freaking amazing. I am great at what I do. Put yourself out there, because this is about blowing your own trumpet. Okay, we're going to have victory and success, but it's time to get out there and really let the world know how amazing you are. I'm going to shuffle these cards now, Zoe, and turn some for you. All right, let's have a look. Woo! Look how fancy I'm getting. Look at that. Okay. Oh, Zoe, I'm going to dig down here. Yeah, they do. I love when they fly out. Zoe, you got me going down here. Zoe is all the way from the UK tonight. Very exciting. Very exciting. Of course, with online now, I can do readings anywhere in the world, which is fantastic fun. I really enjoy it. One of the benefits of the internet. All right, Zoe, let's have a look here. Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Okay. Don't blame me. It's the cards. This one here, emotional loss. So this is all about, it's time, you've been giving out emotion, and it's time here to stop. Okay, so maybe you're giving that to a person or to a project. I feel like it's more of a person. This is around the heart, and you've been there for them and you've given them empathy and you've been looking after them. But right now, you got to stop looking after everybody else and giving that emotion out and go inwards. He's got his hands over his heart and he's got to love himself right now. He's got to give himself that care and attention. You have sacrificed. You have gone through all that of sacrifice, and for a while they probably couldn't even see where it was leading to. But this here is all about the reward is coming. All right, you're going to see that the sacrifice was worth it. Letting go of this person or this situation or there's things around you that take your energy might feel like, oh my God, can I let that go? That's such a sacrifice to let that go. Let it go because it's going to bring you reward. But this one here, this solar plexus, this is right here. That's in that pit of a kind of our stomach, just kind of, I guess, below our rib cage there. And this is all about confidence and willpower and courage. Is it going to take all of those things? Yeah. And sometimes we find it odd to say, does it take courage to choose ourselves? It most definitely does. If we're someone that gives to everybody else and is always helping everybody else and thinking about everyone else, and of course we're meant to think about our family and our children. But if we don't look after us, we know that saying, we can't look after anybody else. But it's about bringing that back for you. It's like this situation has kind of zapped all of those feelings of that self-love or that being, looking after yourself, like I mentioned, and all of this sacrifice that's gone on here for this situation. It's about returning what you deserve to have, which is that confidence. You have amazing intuition and gut instinct, but even the digestive system as well. So just watching that. If you're feeling unwell, there's some nausea going on, maybe working on that solar plexus so that we can get back into balance. But girlfriend, it's time to look after yourself. And choose you. It's yes, I know it feels like it's at a sacrifice, but it's definitely worth it. We're going to need this. And how about we do it before the universe just kicks your ass hard enough to make you do it? You know what I mean? That quite often happens. We think things just get harder or we just get more unwell, and the universe is like, how hard I got to kick your ass to get you to shift? So with this, I'm like, Zoe, you've got this. And don't let people talk smack about you because that's not nice. All right, let's have a look at the next one. Coming up next, we have Lisa. Lisa's all the way out in whoop whoop somewhere. All right, Lisa, let's have a look. I always say I'm going to turn one. I can't help myself. You know that. I love these cards. Let's have a look. Also, if you have any questions, forget to just leave them in the comments. If I don't get to them tonight, I will definitely get to them next week. Oh, Lisa, I like it. I like it a lot. These look familiar. All right, so here, I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards. I want to try and show you here as well. If you can see this card, she's like, she is in the light and she's having an amazing time. So the light is coming, okay? We can see a light at the end of the tunnel. But what does it come with? A new beginning. All right, I like this. Again, stepping out into the world, closing the door to the past, heart on your sleeve. But let's not kid anybody. You are namaste or I cut you, okay? So you're very capable of defending yourself. You just don't want to lead with that. You want to lead with that heart on your sleeve. But right now, you may be feeling as if you are really restricted. You are in this straitjacket. You can't move. You can't do anything because the situational, has you kind of trapped, okay? But just here, the light's coming. All right, it's just around the corner. You're going to hear something about it and it's going to bring in that new beginning. But right now, it's a bit hard to see. Remember, listen to your heart. That's that green down here and that blue. Speak your truth. Okay, good cards, good things coming. We just got to get that straitjacket off first. And that's just going to take a little bit of time. But I know you're going to understand that and I love that. Well, always more than welcome, Zoe. Always more than welcome. Interesting. It is Lisa. All right, who are we up to next? Okay, Sharon. Oh, Sharon. This will be interesting. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, Sharon. I'm going to go this one. And this one. And then you take me down here. Sharon, I don't know if you're getting a little bit of headaches at the moment or if there's something going on. Maybe, I don't know if you're having trouble wearing your glasses. So maybe there's something wrong with the frame. But just kind of like that kind of pressure headache here. Nothing, maybe a nice massage could help. But just watching that because I just feel like there's a little bit of strain going on. It could also be the lights maybe that you work around or the lighting itself. Sorry, it wasn't paused. I just stopped for a second. Okay. Okay. Choose wisely. Now, this card has a couple of meanings for me depending on the situation that it comes up in. It's normally sometimes choosing between two lovers or choosing between two loves. It could be choosing between someone that you love in your family. It could be choosing between two jobs that you love. But it is normally the person or the situation. And having to choose wisely with where you're now going to invest your heart and move forward. But we will have to probably look at a large investment here. This one here, we're planting new seeds. But like all trees and all fruit trees, it depends on where you plant that seed. You plant that seed in really shitty soil, you don't get much fruit, you don't get a great tree. This is about getting it right. So just making that investment in this, but big change coming. This is my shadow card. Everything's going to come to light. So if you are thinking about just waiting on a few decisions before you make them, probably a good idea. Not just because Mercury is in retrograde and that's going to mess us all around a little bit over the next 2 weeks, but also let a few things come to light first maybe. Okay, let people show you what they're up to. Let them show you how they're going to play this out before maybe you make these bigger decisions. However, in the end, this decision around your heart will definitely be yours. Okay, so you will choose which way you want to go with it. Good cards. I like them. It's just if I was you, I'd just wait, even if it's just a couple of weeks, just to let things play out a little bit so you can see more clearly what's going on. They look good, Sharon. They look good. They look good. We're doing all right. All right, so coming up next, I think it's Robin. Oh, and Robin, your question's about home. Oh, Sharon, I missed that your question was about work, but it kind of was about that because I think you need to decide with your work where you want to invest your world. Just wait a minute, it's going to come to light. You know you've got this. Okay, Robin, I've just read your question there about looking for somewhere to live. I understand that. Hey, it's so tough at the moment. My rent went up by $40. $40. But what do? It's the same everywhere, and there's nothing available. All right, Robin, let's have a look. And then we have Katie. Robin, I will turn you 3 cards as well. Well, you're going to like me. Well, tonight anyway. Again, look at her. There she is. Oh, the light is coming. There is a home going to come your way. It's probably not going to be what you expect. Okay, it could be something a little different. But are you going to love it? Yes, you're going to love it. It's going to bring you a nice journey. It's going to be quite supportive emotionally for you. Could even bring somebody in here for you. But it's a new direction. But it's a bit like it might surprise you on what it is or where it is. But right now, you really can't see it either. This conflict and defeat, it's almost a bit useless showing you there. But there's a little candle here at the bottom. And it's almost like, keep going. I know right now you just want to give up on this card. He just wants to give up and go back to that candle at the bottom of the stairs. But then it just goes out and he's sitting in the dark and he's like, man, no, I got to keep going. So it's almost like, don't give up. Keep going. This is going to come in. You're going to see that light. You're going to love it. But I have a feeling it may be something different. So whether there's like 2 properties, 2 houses on a property, or it's, someone's converted some amazing building, or it's, it's a train cabin or something. I don't know. But it could just be a little bit different. And you're like, could I love this? And maybe not thought about it before. So maybe think a little bit outside of the box, even maybe with location. But is something coming in? Yes, I think you've got about 14 days. I know you're cutting that really tight with that sort of 4 weeks. I think you'll hear about it shortly, but we can't sort of wrap it up whether there's someone else in there or there's something going on. But about 2 weeks before that comes through, really hard at the moment, honey. I know it's like, God, why is it so hard? Wish I could change it for you. Well, I can. We just need to have a look. But I do think there's something different that's going to be around you when it comes to finding that place. And you're actually going to love it. I think you're going to love it more than you realize. And, maybe some nice neighbors. Just saying. Okay, let's have a look who was coming up next. I think it was Katie. Trying to make a decision about someone in my life. Ooh, let's have a look at that. That sounds interesting. Everything sounds interesting tonight. All right, Katie, let's have a look. Yes, D, I think, have we got you on the list? Yes, you are. Miss Lisa Clarkson, you are here. Hello, good evening. Good to see you. Hello, Cheryl. Sorry if I've missed anyone as you pop up. All right, so who was out to? Katie. Let's have a look, Katie, about someone in your life. Oh, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go back down here, Katie. I don't want to go up the other end. Okay. Tricky situation, Katie. Right now, you're not being recognized at work or with the money or the home situation. Okay, 3. So we've gone into something new maybe here, maybe a little bit of recognition at work, but you kind of need to stay there right now. You know that this job or this opportunity or this thing around you is giving you what you kind of need. So if this person's involved in this, so if this is involved with this, but you're very aware about this person, you should very much trust your gut instinct. But it feels like this person is a little bit work related. But it's the sacral chakra here. This job probably doesn't bring you the passion. It doesn't bring that fire in your belly. It doesn't bring those wonderful feelings that we want to have. But does it bring you stability? Yes. As much as it's there. But just be aware. If I was you and if we could maybe look at a different situation or even just be able to step back from this, that might be a good idea. You actually know what's going on in your instincts, gut instinct, in our hearts of hearts. You know what's going on around you. There will be some recognition here. So maybe if you're finishing a bit of a course or some study or something like that or some training at work, once we kind of get that done, we can move forward and hopefully bring in that passion because that's really what you need and what you're looking for. I know your question was about someone in your life. Do I trust them? Good question. Sometimes people are great. You just know what they're like. And I think you know what this person's like. Good evening, Miss Maureen. But yes, this is about just waiting this out because the passion's coming. But right now we seem to have homework and money concerns with it. Slightly confusing there, I understand. But run with it for a second. See how this turns out. Some acknowledgement here, though, from this person. They're going to have to acknowledge you. I like them. Interesting, though, Katie. You'll have to let me know what's going on with that. All right, let's have a look now. So, who's coming up next? Cheryl Lee. Can I have a card, please? You certainly can. Oh, you resigned from your position at work, Maria? At peace with this next step? Yeah. That's it. You got to move forward. Mental health over dollars sometimes. Getting to that next thing. All right, Cheryl, let's have a look. Just a bit of a general one for this one, Cheryl, I think. You haven't really popped up a question, so let's have a look. All right, we're going to go this one. One more. No. Oh, I'm so drawn down here tonight. Oh, the conflict, but I want this one. All right, let's have a look at these three. Again, if you have questions or topics or things that you'd like to cover, next week we're going to do moon signs. I did mention it earlier. If you would like to find out your moon sign for next week, you can jump on, onto the Google and just type in moon calculator and you will most definitely find one. Or there is cafeastrology.com. Cafe Astrology. Just think two Ravens' favorite things. Cafe, coffee, and astrology.com, and you can pop in your details, and then next week when we do our show, we can have a look at the moon signs and I can explain how a couple of those moon signs works, why it's important to know our moon sign, and how helpful it can be in relationships as well. All right, Cheryl, let's have a look. Oh, I like these. Okay, so at the moment, big decision around you, okay? So this card's saying here, you've kind of conquered the mountain that you're on. You've gotten to the mountain that you need to be, like that you're at now. And she's sitting on her mountain and she's looking out at these two other mountains. And she's got to make a big decision. Where does she want to go? What does she want to do? This could be about work, a big work decision. This could be a home decision. This could be a relationship decision. But she can't tell anyone about it. It says suffering in silence. I think that's a bit dramatic for this situation. It's almost like I've got something going on, but I've got to be a bit secret squirrel. You know, if we're working in an environment where everyone's quite close, you can't really tell them that you're looking for another job because that makes it a bit shit at work at the time because they know you're wanting to leave. Are you going to get what you want? Absolutely. All right. But this situation here, yeah, I think it is work because here you're sort of sitting and you're like, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? And you are looking at a bit of a mountain. This will be a big change. You'll have to think about this change here, but it's almost like you don't tell anyone. Just keep it to yourself. Look at the view for a little while. Make your decision. You will get what you're looking for here. This is fulfillment of wishes. Double water though. So it's about this job that we've talked about tonight several times. Work and play being even. Okay. We want that those both things. We want mental health and dollars. So very supported, but try and make this decision with the heart. I know that's really hard to do. But it is going to be having to go, okay, well, what do I want? Completion here, 2-9. So we're going to complete almost like a cycle of your life here and move forward. Is it going to be easy? No. And what happens is you get halfway up the stairs. We had this card earlier, and it's like when we look at changing work, we get halfway up the stairs. You know, we start to look at it, and it looks a little difficult, and we go, nah, I'll just stay at the job I'm at. He goes back to the candle. It burns out, and 3 weeks later, you're like, I hate my job. It's shit. I wish I could change it. And we start again, and it's about pushing through all the way to the end and getting that result you want. Will you be happy with the result? Yes. Yeah, the right thing. But here right now, just sitting and kind of watching and waiting a little bit because it is a big decision. It is a big decision. And you, in the end, only you can make it. But you will get what you want. It's just about just keep going. Just trust the process here. And I think this will turn out just fine. We've got these two blue cards here. So really speaking our truth, even if that's only to self, about what we really want and where we're really going. Good work. Good work. Oh, lovely, Robin. Yeah, how do you jump from $233 a week to $420 and survive? Let alone the food going up, the petrol going up, just everyday things. It's incredibly hard at the moment. Yeah. And yes, Cheryl, of course it's scary. It is hard. It's hard to make those leaps of faith because it's not easy for you. You're looking at mountains. She's sitting there looking at decisions that are the size of mountains. And it is scary, you know, but nothing scary has happened yet. Yeah, it sucks. It does suck, Robin. I have stronger words than that, but I'm not allowed to use them on Facebook. All right, who are we up to now? Miss Lisa Clarkson. Woohoo, good to see you here. So, Lisa, you just love a card. Oh, I just love you, Lisa. Let's have a look. I'll have to check in on Leanne too. I haven't heard from Leanne in a little while. All right, Lisa, let's have a look. Lisa, I'm going to talk to you about your health. You know I don't need to say anything more than that. This one is sticking out, so we're going to go with this one here. Let's have a look. Lisa, I don't know whether you've got some problems with your sinus at the moment or something going on through here and throat. So just watching this. This could be a little bit of an allergy though, so maybe just the weather and things that are going on or the change in temperature. Just a little bit frustrating. Okay, let's have a look. You need a holiday. And these cards give you absolute permission to go and do it. Well done, Robin. Okay, so let's have a look here. You know right now you need to do some rest and rejuvenation. Okay, you need a break. You need to look after yourself. You know it's time. That awareness card here. Am I going to tell you to go out to the forest and do meditation? If it's what you love to do, then I'm going to tell you to go and do that. But that's not necessarily it. Okay, this is about going, what do I do that I love? What rejuvenates me? So not only getting rest, we're also having some fun. But don't worry, you're going to come back from this break or from this opportunity here to have a bit of time out and get a new financial plan. This is actually almost coming back to more money or coming back to more opportunity, or being able to get maybe a different financial plan with where you're going. But for a while there, it says when it comes to finances, you kind of just been that boat on the water, just kind of just going with the flow and how things have always been. But you're going to come back ready to get a new plan, move forward, make some big decisions. But first, my darling, I want you to have a nice rest and rejuvenate. You just say, the psychic said, I need a holiday. So you can go into work and tell them that tomorrow. No, but look after yourself right now. All right? Especially that throat chakra. Sending you lots of love, Miss Lisa. All right. Who are we up to? Where are we going? Delia. Miss D. Let's have a look. Surely you drew some great cards here. Ooh, okay. So as I was shuffling, D, this card jumped out. Now, we all meet this card from time to time. It is my temptation card or my devil card. And this one's saying to you that you are dancing with the devil. You know, you do not want to go back to old ways, old habits, old things. It's about move forward. Okay, this is about the devil on your shoulder. This isn't about new trauma coming in. This is about what you got to fight some inner battles. But I think you're going to do it. So let's have a look at what that's going to turn out to be. Oh, look at the top card. Just saying. All right, so D, let's look at 3 cards for you here. With that temptation, that devil card. Well done. Okay. Yeah, she needs to listen. We tell you because we love you, D. All right, let's have a look. 3 cards. This one here. Let's have a look. All right. Okay. You're going to have some more balance coming in. And this is because I think you're going to actually fight that devil and you're going to get things sorted out. Material and spiritual prosperity. This is all about going to the people at your work. This is about going to your family. This is about going to the people around you. Material and spiritual prosperity and getting that evenness there. You know, work is important, but so are you and so is your spiritual self and your physical self. So it's going to be all about getting balance. People are on your side. Get a good team around you. Some alliances here. You may even have another job offer that comes in because someone's kind of saying to you, hey, come over here. Come and be with us. This isn't a relationship card. Like I said here, partnerships and alliances. You know, it's like, I guess, you know, if Australia, this is all hypothetical, if Australia was to go to war tomorrow, I guess England should probably jump on board because they're part of the Commonwealth. They're a bit of an alliance and we're like, buddy, hey, help us out. That's this. So this offer that you have, they will have your back. And does it bring in the balance that you need, because this awareness card tells me you definitely know you need it. Yeah, work politics is going to do that to you. It affects us up here. It doesn't make your foot sore, but it makes your brain sore. And this is important. And when this is sore, this gets tired. And if this isn't working, nothing matters. Okay. So this is about you now getting those priorities, getting that balance, but there will be, well, you might just have to head over there because they've only been trying to get you for how long? This is what I talked about earlier, and it happens to me all the time. Please don't ever think when I'm doing these shows or when I'm doing readings for people, or when I'm talking to someone, they definitely know that I make mistakes all the time. I'm learning as well. The universe kicks my ass almost daily. But about going, how hard we've got to kick your ass to get you to shift. Okay, and it's a bit like the universe now is showing you, come on, maybe it's time to make that move. And you will do it very well. You can do this. And not just for you, for everybody involved. But yeah, have a look there. There's a very good offer. Someone's definitely got your back and they're like, hey, come on over here. Come over here and work with us, because it's going to bring in the balance that you need and your family around you, which you definitely need. And sending you lots of good vibes and healing energy. Want you to feel better so much sooner. No good being in bed and not being well. So sending you lots of love, dear D. Yes. Yeah, it will do that to you. It will do that to you. Definitely, D. All right. What are we up to here? How are we going with this list? I think we might be all the way through it by now. We'll just check. Was writing them down. Delia, yes, I think I've done everybody's readings for tonight. I love this. I sit here for hours and just talk because that's what I do. But I do want to remind you again, next week, jump online, get on the Google, get your moon sign. Let's talk about moon signs next week. If you would love this deck of cards, like I said, I bought myself a version of them. Couldn't help but get another one to give away. Jump onto my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, comment. 333 in the comments, and you go into the drawer, and I'm going to post them out to wherever you are so that you can have these gorgeous cards to read with. The illustrations, they're beautiful. The Witch's Tarot, so fantastic. I don't think you guys can really see, but it's all witchy and I love it. So going to be sending those out. Have my workshop coming up if you would like to book in intuitive development. That's going to be a majority of the workshop. So we're going to be talking about those intuitive muscles, how we get those working and working again if they've been a little bit asleep there for a little while during the pandemic. And also you'll be receiving a pendulum and a pendulum chart. We'll be looking at that as well, looking at how we can use pendulums for so many things, not just for yes or no questions, but across the board. And if you've already got one, you can bring it along, but we always need more than one. Why do we need more than one pendulum? Well, I'll tell you on the day. It's only $85. It includes everything. Bring your snacks and drinks along. The information is up on Threefold. However, if you would like to book in, see you later, Robin. Have a good week. I'll see you next Tuesday. And get booked in. We do have only a few spaces left. Super excited to do that. It's not this weekend, not next weekend, but the weekend after on the Saturday morning. I also had the high tea one coming up, and also the chakra workshop, which I'm looking forward to doing also in June. I think I've covered everything. Have I covered everything? I love turning cards and I love seeing you all. I have missed this all so very much. Please text me your quotes if you have a favorite quote. I'd love to start talking about those again too. I did mention the one earlier in the evening from these wise cards. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. And I think that is fantastic advice. Thanks for joining me again, guys. I really do appreciate seeing you all here and you finding the time for me on a Tuesday night. Get a good sleep tonight. A lot of rain around here tomorrow. Stay safe. Drive carefully if you must be on the roads. Have a good sleep. Be wary of Mercury retrograde. Check who you send in that text message to. Check that the dates are right. Check that the time's right. And just expect those gremlins to be around. Hey, Deborah. Love being here. Love doing this. I want to do it more and more. And like I said, Facebook's a little bit annoying on the technical side of things. And that's why we've done the YouTube, because I can jump on there during the day. Sometimes, if I've got half an hour or whatever in the mornings, I really want to start getting on there and talking to you all, because I have missed you all so much. I love to hear that I'm making you feel better, but honestly, you guys fill my well. You make me feel amazing, and I love that I get to do this. So have a great night. Go and look after yourselves. Thanks for joining, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye.